Yes, welcome to another edition of Real Talk TV here on AOC Community Media. That's Cox 15 and LUS Channel 3. We want to thank everybody for making this show possible. A lot of things going on. Today on the line, we hope to hear from the National Urban League Associate, Reverend Raymond Brown out of New Orleans. We're going to have a more of an open mic type show. Shout out to Sister Khadijah, Brother Shahid out there. Stay tuned for the Open Line Radio Show on tomorrow, Wednesday. Please check that out. I definitely appreciate being, I'm trying to get my screen together, like always. Certainly appreciate AOC Community Media being our media partners with the Open Line Radio Show on KIEE 88.3 FM. We hope to incubate and push forward other shows on these platforms. Please consider becoming a member. It's very important that you join or support one of these platforms. At AOC, you could become a member. Membership is always open, and it's also a great learning tool if you want to get into video production, informational topics, even want to get information out in the community. The 5-parish area of South Louisiana, there's no other place unique in the South as far as AOC Community Media. Now, the thing is, when we do put on a production, we leave all our hang-ups at the door when we put on our shows. Now, if the show is controversial and it steps on somebody's foot, so be it. We have to make sure these shows go on because freedom of speech is the key word in these times. Also, if you want to support KIEE 88.3 FM, the show that the radio station that we do a couple of shows on, please consider calling management and offer your support for them because all of these platform do not run on just energy. It runs on community involvement and community support. So today we're going to get to the topic. We're going to be bringing Reverend Brown on shortly. But I want to play a short clip about some things that is going on. If we could get to my screen now with Dr. Umar, and he was talking about the hip-hop community. I want to play this clip.
Expected about Fat Joe was when he reaffirmed that Latinos are Africans. He openly said that Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and Cubans were African, and they need to start acting like it. Their ancestors came from the continent, just like ours did. Now, some people could argue he only said that in order to, keep his validity in the hip-hop community, but I believe he was sincere. I believe Fat Joe was sincere. I'm a fan of Fat Joe. I like him. My biggest issue with all the rappers would be, when are y'all going to do more for the community? Because, see, my issue is this. Right now, we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of hip hop. That's the big theme right now all over the country, all over the world. 50th anniversary of hip hop. We only got 60 days left in 2023. Do you mean to tell me we're going to let this year-long celebration go by and nobody's going to have a serious conversation about whether hip-hop has actually been a benefit or not to the Black community? I haven't seen a conversation, a YouTube, a town hall meeting, a BET special. I don't see anybody talking about the ramifications, the negative impact that hip hop has had on the Black community. Now, the first thing the hip hop artist is going to say, I'm only rapping what I live. But you don't live it no more. The minute you start making money, you moved out the neighborhood. So why you still rapping about drugs and death when you don't live around that no more? That means you're a hypocrite. If you're telling me you're rapping what you live, you don't live it no more. And if you're so dedicated to telling the ghetto tale, why did you move out the neighborhood? Why do you send your kids to private schools? So you live in a white neighborhood, You send your kids to white private schools. You moved out the black ghetto the minute you had enough money to do so, but yet you're telling me the reason you're still rapping about death, drugs, jail, and homicide is because that's the life you live. You don't live it no more. So for me, I'm looking at hip hop and I'm saying to myself, it is the most influential music genre in the world. 50 years, a multi-billion-dollar industry. And in 50 years, the hip hop community hasn't built a single relevant institution for the black community anywhere. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. Look, Dr. King began his career with the Montgomery bus boycott in 1955. Dr. King was assassinated in 1968. That means Dr. King had 13 years. Look at what he did in 13 years. Let's go to the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party was founded in 1966. The revolutionary phase of the Black Panther Party was pretty much over with by 1971. That's 5 or 6 years. And look what the Panthers did in 5 or 6 years. Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Marcus Garvey, showed up in New York in 1916. He's deported in 1927. 11 years. Hip hop has been around for 50 years. Not a single hospital, not a single school, not a single bank, not a single supermarket, not a single distribution company. How can we call hip hop a blessing to the black community when that type of money being made off of our culture and the community doesn't benefit from it at all? So you come to the community and give out a few turkeys. You come to the community and give out a few pair of sneakers. You come to the community and you throw a couple parties. And in exchange for some damn turkeys and chickens and some sneakers, you push death and destruction on our children for a living, and we're supposed to be okay with that because you dropped off some clothes and some turkeys. It's not acceptable. Until hip hop begins to be a blessing for the black community, hip hop is an agent of white supremacy.
Yeah, that turkey stuff irritate me, bro. I'm sorry, man.
A turkey? A turkey? We don't need no more damn turkeys. And then the rapper will say, well, we didn't invent violence.
All right, my people, you just heard that. That was Dr. Umar Johnson. He was, examining the relationship of hip hop and the things that is going on in the community as it relates to hip hop being exploited of some. So I don't know if you would agree with that. Shout out to Brother Wilder Senegal if you're watching, Sister Khadijah. If you want to call in, you're 983-6080, 337-983-6080. We're going to get shortly Reverend Raymond Brown on the line concerning, I got a picture I want to show, and I want to get into it. Some people don't want to get into it, those type of controversial issues. It's very troubling, this picture right here, to see so many, let's see, somewhere in the lineup. When you got a one-man band, you got to do what you got to do. This is a picture right here from the Southern University Grambling Bayou Classic. And there's all of the Democratic leaders along with the governor is there. And I'm going to do a full screen of that picture. And I'm going to bring it up if I could find it in all of this right here. And I'm going to bring it up. And you tell me what is going on in your mind. And I'm going to get the lower third off the screen quickly where you could examine what I'm trying to say. I don't know why this other thing is up on the screen. And we can bring it out. Okay. It's a picture that deals with the celebration. All the elected leaders over there, right? And the caption read, I don't know why that overlay is in there. I need to hire me an assistant. That overlay says, great pick, but what about Ronald Green? That's the question that we should all ask. What about Ronald Green? And it's very troubling that people don't understand what is going on, especially with the case of Ronald Green in the state of Louisiana. So we're going to open the lines in a little bit. We're going to bring Reverend Brown on. I think we got a caller. Caller, welcome to Real Talk TV.
That is ideal, Brother G. That is ideal. The picture says 1,000 words. I wanted to mention with what Dr. Omar Johnson was speaking about, and what he is right on the money. I never heard it put like that, but he is absolutely correct. I mean, we have got to get Dr. Omar Johnson on the segment again,
right?
Maybe for a 2-hour segment, because he is flowing.
Right, and we did reach out to him. Hopefully, we'll get him on soon, because it takes a while. He's very in high demand, and not everything we all agree with. We know we don't agree with a lot of things people say, but what we all trying to go down the same road, Sister Khadijah. What these rappers do, and it's not criticizing the creativity of these rappers, is what they're using it for, and the system is using it for. Death and destruction, shooting every day, a shooting every damn day. Lafayette had some shootings over the weekend at a motel twice. How can this happen twice?
Yeah.
Back to back? New Iberia had a shooting the other night. What is going on? So,
and the way Dr. Omar broke it down, he broke it down so eloquently until it's unreal. I mean, but yeah, you are celebrating 50 years. No bank,
right.
No studio, no nothing in the Black community. That's a slap in the face.
And that picture on the screen, Sister Khadijah, I don't know if you want to jump into that. We had the celebration, the Grambling Southern game the other day. Everybody was celebrating. Everybody looking good, feeling good. The election is over with. We had Troy Carter up there from New Orleans. That's basically leader of the Democratic Party and the only congressman. We had a lot of leadership. Mayor Sharon Weston Broome of Baton Rouge. Governor John Bell Edwards. And we see in the back our good friend, our good brother, is peeking out in the middle, Mr. Vincent Pierre, who's a former head of the, I think he still is, because I know he's termed out, head of the Louisiana Black Caucus. And basically, I'm trying to show a point. Now, it's great that we celebrate and highlight all these things with some of the people that we criticize, but why? What about Ronald Green?
Well, yeah, Brother Jay, I definitely understand that needs to be on everyone's mind, because Ronald Green was brutally beat to death, and the state troopers that killed him, they're still at large. When I say at large, they are free and everything. But I too had spoken to Mr. Pierre and everything, and he said everything has a process. It takes a process to work on these things. I don't know which way to go. It either is or it isn't. I mean, you could only take a person for their word, and I think that he's done what he could do when he could do it, and he's only one person.
Yeah, and that's what we would say a plausible explanation, but it takes revolutionary type thinking. If you look at the other party and other people say, well, we don't want to, Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. The point is, we've been going high for a long time, and that only caused the backlash of these people getting stronger. Because you remember, the present governor, Jeff Landry, he started out as a George Bush Republican. Then he turned into a Tea Party leader in the state of Louisiana. Now he's a dyed-in-the-wool Trump supporter. And I'm not even talking about the good things that they supposedly, allegedly do for black folks, because they got a lot of Trump, black folks love Trump. But the racist rhetoric, the programs and the policies of the Trump administration against people who would, when cops shoot people, Trump say, shoot them some more. The sister out there in St. Louis who was fighting for Breonna Taylor, they hating that sister in the Congress because she is standing up to these people. Trump is calling her all kind of names. He's calling all the black district attorneys all kind of names. So that tells you when black folks do ascend to leadership, we won't be respected. So how can I follow someone like Jeff Landry? How can I follow those people who support her? And why hasn't the mayor-elect president of Lafayette denounced the Republican Party for their racist rhetoric and Donald Trump? Miss what's her name? Boulay, Blanco Boulay. One of the radio shows we hosted, she did not denounce the Republican Party and Jeff Landry. She skirted to the side, but they make us denounce our own people. This is what we don't get. It's good that we hear some people on Sunday morning keep them talking bullshit shows, talking about giving instruction to black folk. You know what? Those shows are more like Uncle Tom type shows, and black folks know it. They could have those type of shows on all 365. It don't mean a damn thing to people like us. But we have to always be fighters. We can't just rest our laurels. Go ahead, my sister.
All right,
go ahead.
You need to take some water. You need to get you some water.
Look what I got right here.
Okay. All right. So
okay. You got your cup. You still got your cup?
Right. I'm trying to see. Is that Steph Curry all the way to the left?
No, it's not Steph Curry.
Oh, okay.
No. You thanks for changing the subject matter, but the little guy out on the other side, if you're on the screen looking at it, the right screen is Mr. Devontae Lewis, the only progressive who we invited to come to the show, who promised to come to our radio show and to address the what's going on with the Democrats in the state of Louisiana. This is what's going on with the Democratic Party. They basically a party. A party. That's what they do. They party good. They dance with the Southern band. They celebrate football games. They offer us Creole license plates, but no significant movement in economics in the state of Louisiana. Only what you call the bourgeoisie people. They the only people that only benefit in the state of Louisiana. So I'm just being for real, keeping it for real,
Okay, all right, but yes, and that is very prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to say it's a really good program, and
right.
Continue to have shows like these.
Mm-hmm.
I also wanted to state, well, you're talking right there in our front door, and it's something that we need to continue to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
As having to meet with Miss Green, the sisters, Ronald Green's sisters, and his family. They are some really lovable family, and they are demanding justice,
right,
for Ronald Green. And I don't know how much money it's going to take for the state to reopen the case. There was a gentleman that said he had put $100,000 on the side, mm-hmm. so that they can investigate, but evidently $100,000 wasn't enough,
mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I don't know. It's a great piece.
Drinking my water, sister.
Yes, that's the idea. And I also wanted to mention about how Israel and Palestine,
mm-hmm.
No matter how you look at it, Israel is the big bad wolf, or whatever it is, whatever you want to call him. And, they done kill so many thousands of those young Palestinians, and that's women and children. For what? For what? There's enough land, Jay, and that's something that other people have to contend with. There's enough land here in the United Slave States that everybody can have uh, several acres, whatever, a black picket fence, have whatever you want. There's enough for everybody.
Right.
But why you want to be the big bad boogie dog and just annihilate entire communities? Oh, okay, war is never good for anyone. However, somebody got to catch their head. Somebody got to get some kind of common sense to Netanyahu, or whatever his name is. Somebody got to do that. How much blood do you need where you could feel whole again? And it's not like if he was the ideal leader for Israel. It's just that he's a doggone bully.
Right, right.
And another thing.
Go ahead.
And another thing. Well, you wanted to say something?
No, well, Netanyahu is the symbol of white supremacy, even if you are able to a religion perspective. You remember the Christians here, and because the governor-elect going to have his inaugural mass in St. Martinville, Louisiana, where he plowed a lot of his racism as a St. Martin Parish deputy, right? His white supremacy, just because they go to church and they celebrate Christianity and they talk about love, that don't mean they have love for people of color. So when we say the Jewish people and the Palestinian people, the Jewish people are oppressing the Palestinian in their own land.
All right, Jay, that you are absolutely correct. And when you mention about that new elected governor, he needs to do a little survey of how many black people farmland that white folks stole. And I don't just mean regular white folks. I mean white folks with degrees. These lawyers, these lawyers came up and helped steal these black folks' lands. At one time you couldn't even find a white person in the field. Whether it was driving or picking sugar cane. But then when they started paying them big time, with them getting paid, they took and they stole millions of black people land.
Right.
Right there in New Iberia, right there in Grand Mary, right there in Louisville. They done all of that. Lafayette.
Well, sister, I want to play this clip right quick, and we go open the line and get my lower third up. I seem to have lost that.
Wait, I'm not finished.
Okay.
But Jay, I wanted to say this. There was a report also done about how, and I think it's with Miss Obama and two other white ladies, that they're talking about how they are taking these little black girls, marrying these black girls off to these old ass men. Some little girls, 9, 10, 11, 12 years
You reached National Action Now Civil Rights Organization. Please.
Hello?
Yeah, Jay.
Yes, go ahead.
Reverend Brown is Reverend
Well, he
Brown
could be
there?
calling the other line. I want him to call the other line, Reverend Brown, if you're listening.
Okay. Well, you didn't hear what I said. Huh?
Yes, go ahead. Say it again.
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. There was a news report that came out this morning with a former First Lady, Miss Obama, and two other white ladies, rich ladies, and it was talking about what's still going on in Africa and some of these small countries, that they are making these young girls marry these old ass men. And when I say young girls, 9, 10, 11, 12. And guess what some of these old men is giving? 15 euros. You know how much that is? $9.
Yes.
$9. That's right.
You reached National.
Yes.
Is that Reverend Brown?
Good
morning.
No, he's not on yet. He's not on yet.
But I'm hearing him talking.
Yeah. He's not on yet.
Okay, well, while you play with the cakes and stuff like that,
All right.
that is despicable. And Jay, it's like They're going to give Dolly Parton $1 million. Okay, she's buying books for everybody.
Yeah, Reverend Brown, you got a lot of backlash. Oh, you're on the line with Sister Khadijah on the other line.
Hey, Reverend Brown, how you doing? Thank you for
I'm
your
doing pretty
continuous.
good. How y'all doing?
All right, thank you for your continuous work. I'm gonna let you and Jay go ahead, and I'm gonna call back.
Okay.
Right. Oh, Reverend Brown, I didn't know if you had heard that former First Lady President Obama, Michelle Obama, her and two other white ladies, I think one of them is a Gates, you know, they were talking about how these young girls in Africa, Sudan, how they're 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, and old men is marrying them. You know, they showed one case where he paid 15 euros for the young girl, and 15 euros is $9. You know.
Yeah, they were showing that. They were showing that on the History Channel too.
Oh, it's on the History Channel?
Yeah. They were showing how they were marrying little 12 and 13-year-old girls and selling them and stuff like that. Yeah, that stuff is going on, and the world, the United Nations, not even America is really paying any attention. It's like Africa is they got a war going on in Africa right now, and it's between Sudan and somebody else. But anyway, they're ignoring the diaspora, the conditions, the poverty, the debt, the killing, the wars, but they're focusing on every other country but Africa. You can see the I want to say the double standard in the racial polarization of Africa. All they want to do is Africa is go there and take the mine, the uranium, the harvest, all the crops, the beautiful animals and stuff like that they bring back to America and around the world, and exploit our people. It's the same slave trade, but in a different form. The slave trade is a change in the way they're doing it now. They're not calling it slavery. Not calling it, the lynching and the beatings and the selling on the block, but it's still going on. And nobody, I mean, even the groups, the black organizations, which many of them, the people that was running them are old now, and they're not involved. But even those, the Caribbean and the organizations, the Ron Daniels and others, Trans Africa, where he died, Randolph Robinson, his organization is still around. They are not really holding news conferences and holding briefings and protests at these embassies. It's like we took a vacation from the movement. I hate to put it that way.
And Reverend Brown, I see a nice picture, Reverend Raymond Brown, of you in the National Urban League director. I think that's I can't think of his name, but But I wanted to say you are absolutely correct as always. And I don't know if they've taken a leave or on vacation, but because those of us that had been in the movement some 35, 40 years ago, our body could only take so much. We're dealing with health issues. But
let me
that's why
go ahead. That's kind of like break it down to you. It's kind of like breaking down to you. Now, all of us, you mostly involved in a lot. But I'm saying, me and you mostly involved in criminal justice stuff, jailhouse, jails, prisons, police brutality, whatever. Then you got those who are involved in trans Africa issues and the diaspora. Everybody plays a key role in different sectors. We all can't be doing the same thing because we just don't have the manpower.
That's right.
I think the younger generation that's coming up, at these colleges and universities need to understand the connection between the diaspora and the black African people living in North America, which is America.
And Reverend Brown, I know you know Dr. Omar Johnson. Jay played a clip from him, and he's saying is that what have y'all done in 50 years? You know, with this multi-billion-dollar industry. You know, no black-owned banks. We don't have that. Y'all make y'all money. Y'all get out of the hood. I mean, it's just phenomenal.
Okay, this is the deal, right? So you got these consortiums that they done put together, right? And all these consortiums, because I've been around a lot of those people, I think Mark Morial, the president of the National Urban League, brought me into some areas that I have observed. And so you got these people, everything that me and you saying, they'll come and they'll repeat what we say. Oh no, we got a consortium together, and we are thinking about pulling all those rich, middle class, upper class, rich, super rich people together, and we're gonna form all these banks, and we got this process going on. Look, let's cut the bull. You don't have no serious black banks. Mm-hmm. You ain't got a black bank to compete with Chase Bank or to compete with Capital One. Well, we got these little small banks in our communities, and half of these small banks are suffering. They barely can survive. They can't give out loans. Well, what kind of loans can you get from some of these black banks? If you go there, they only give you a $30,000 loan. What can you do with $30,000? Okay? So I just wanted to address that, what you were saying about the bank. You got
Sister Khadijah, can we get this phone call? We have a line caller.
Okay, well, I'm not hanging up.
Well, you on the guest line.
Okay.
Well.
Yeah.
Yes, caller.
What can you do with $30,000?
Hello, caller.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good.
You might want to turn your TV down. You got a comment?
Yeah, I have a comment.
Go ahead.
Yes. I appreciate the show. Yeah, you can hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I appreciate the show, the conversation. I wanted to mention that I just wanted to mention that we as a black community should, maybe be focusing on our young people. As you know, we got 1 million black men in prison more than in college.
Yes.
And I would like to address that to the audience. This is Dr. Gregory Lawrence. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Jay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just to address the brother, this prison industrial complex, this mass incarceration movement, in America, it's not really nothing new. We have made efforts to reform the system, the Step 1 Act, whatever they call it, supposed to give people a break who have nonviolent offense, give them a chance to get paroled out of prison.
Right.
It's part of federal prisons, but also you have a state under our current governor, a state law that was what you call Second Chance Act, stuff like that, where people in prison can be rehabilitated and enter back into society. This is the problem we're facing, Jay. You got too many people going to jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got too many brothers and sisters that are getting caught in these petty crimes again, and some of them heinous crimes, and going back to jail. So we release 10,000 people and 25,000 into the criminal justice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like taking 2 steps forward and 5 steps backwards. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you can't just focus on, you got to focus on outside the prison pipeline, and rehabilitation within the prison system. And I think the organization, there's another organization I'm with, the African something, I forgot the name of it, Freedom Organization. Ronald Brooks, he and me and many others have been looking at the prison pipeline, and Khadijah, you.
Mm-hmm.
This is not nothing new to us. The school to prison pipeline, community to prison pipeline, where they set up a community where people are not really getting the type of education that they really need. And they wind up getting involved in the streets, street life, drugs, they don't have education. Already they don't have a decent housing, affordable housing, and health care. So they get out here and they don't have no high school diploma, and they wind up on the street. So this is the kind of problem that we face now.
Now, Ray, I want to segue into, cause look, it's a privilege to be on the AOC Community Media, and man, we're gonna have to rethink our schedule and our time constraints that we have. This 56 minutes goes by so fast, and we got so much to talk about. So hopefully next season we could stretch it out to maybe an hour and 30 minutes. But I want to segue into this. I have a picture up on the screen. Those who are at home in the Lafayette and surrounding parishes area can see this picture right here. This is a picture from Sharon Broome, the mayor of Baton Rouge, and it's all the Democratic leaders. Matter of fact, I see a couple of people that I recognize from the Lafayette area who are elected officials now. It's great that we celebrating. We got gold medals around our neck and all of that, and the Democratic leadership. But the caption reads, "Great pick, but what about Ronald Green?" And right. I'm one who don't rest on my laurels in criticism of a system. And I, as a voting citizen, whether you want to call me a talk show host or somebody who just pick up the phone and call the damn talk shows, I have a concern about Ronald Green, because Ronald Green could be me, could be my son, it could be you, it could be Khadijah, it could be anybody. This issue hasn't been resolved with the Louisiana State Police, but yet we get on the floor of the Louisiana Superdome in your hometown, and we celebrate with these so-called leaders that y'all have accomplished what? What y'all accomplished other than being elected? So you tell me, Reverend Brown, what you think about that whole situation?
Well, again, you get with our elected officials and you talk to them about Ronald Green. Mm-hmm. In the state of Louisiana, is the networking among the criminal justice system is so tight that they have influence over the federal system, meaning that we know the state system is not going to work, but they have influence in the federal system, in the criminal, the DOJ, the Justice Department, to tell them, stay out of our business. This is state rights. So what I'm saying is that we can't get a special prosecutor from D.C. because we know that John Bell Edwards and the people that you're talking about standing up there, Troy Carter, been on him for years.
Yeah.
Have nothing personal against him.
Yeah.
He do not get involved in criminal justice issues.
And we have someone who I consider a nice guy, State Representative Vincent Pierre, who pushed the Creole license plate, which is, I guess, his claim to fame. And I have the right as a talk show host to criticize that. That's the notion I get. And then we have some new elected people. So I'm saying, and we got Devontae Lewis serve on the Public Service Commission, the one who basically dismissed the Democratic Party in this last election for not doing its job. So I'm telling you, this is why these Republicans are rolling hard, rolling strong, because we got weak ass leadership in the Democratic Party and voter apathy. Reverend Brown, I got an article from the national publication saying, it's the headline is this: political science labeled Louisiana as the least interested electorate I've ever seen. Low voter turnout leaves Governor-elect Landry without a consolidated Republican. Even with the low Republican turnout, they elect Landry overwhelmingly. That tells you a lot about the weakness in the Democratic Party in the state of Louisiana.
Right.
So how you expect them to ever solve an issue about the Louisiana State Police and Ronald Green? Not them.
Exactly. So,
it's gonna be the people.
So like me and you have said years ago, that the system in Louisiana, particularly criminal justice system, it needs to be reformed, repaired, broken down, because, like I said, they think that we Democratic bashing, like that's when people gonna label us. Oh, you know what? Jay and Reverend Brown, they out there talking against Democrats.
Not only that, the National Post, Reverend Brown, the National Post, Roland Martin talked about it.
This is what I'm saying. We cannot be silenced in the midst of injustice. I don't care if it's coming from our own party. Now, I'm a registered Democrat. At the same time, I have an open mind, and I'm not controlled by the Democratic Party. I'm not controlled by the Democratic Party. Okay? So all I'm saying is that we must criticize what we call constructive criticism. That they maybe can go to the drawing board and sit down and say, you know what? You have Reverend Brown, Brother Jay, Sister Khadijah, and many others on the air in Louisiana, and they are talking about the Democratic Party and how the Democratic Party have failed us. They have failed us. And that this
not only they failed us, they have failed our mothers, our grandmothers, our cousins, all the people that we get to go register and shame into go voting.
Okay, you look at Troy Carter, right?
Yeah.
I don't know him in Mark's relationship.
Yeah.
Mark Morial relationship with Troy, but it wasn't never really like good.
Yes.
Wasn't good because, you know, Troy was a part of Sidney Bartholomew and them. And Sidney Bartholomew group, they fought against Dutch Muriel and the Gumbo Coalition and stuff like that. My thing is this here, right? Troy Carter does not get involved in criminal justice issues. Every time you see him talking about football, building football goals and basketball and working with, that's what he's talking about, building stadiums and stuff like that. He never talk about what's going on with the crime wave, with the criminal justice system. You know, none of these pressing issues, police brutality. Now, the Ronald Green case, I do not know his position on the Ronald Green case.
Well, Carl Cavalier basically said, a former Louisiana State Police, Carl Cavalier, who came on our show numerous times, the brother that helped finish exposing what was going on in the Louisiana State Police. He basically said that a whole bunch of Democratic leadership, and he named them. He named State Representative Vincent Pierre on our show, were the people who stepped in front of the so-called proverbial bullet and protected the governor on the cover-up. Sometimes, Reverend Brown, the cover-up is worse than the crime.
So listen, the governor, you know, it's like I say, the governor contradicts what the head of the state police said. The head of the state police said that they brought the governor this information on Ronald Green.
Right.
Then, what did he say? I do not get involved in the affairs. Turn it over to the state attorney general. State attorney general is Jeff Landry. The state attorney general is Jeff Landry. Jeff Landry is not going to touch any police issues at all.
Yeah, you seen that with you seen that with Alton Sterling and how he appointed a Negro from Lafayette, another Negro who basically got himself in some hot water. A lawyer that didn't do anything other than window dress.
Exactly. But this is my problem. Okay, my problem with the governor office, they dictate to the state police who to arrest and not to arrest. Now, the officers who kill Ronald Green, we have to march, demonstrate, raise hell, bring national leaders down here just to get attention. Just to get Associated Press.
Right.
If the Associated Press was not reporting about this situation with Ronald Green, we would not be discussing Ronald Green today. It was the state police, and it was the Associated Press who exposed the state police in a videotape that they hid for months and months. And the state police got to call the governor and say, Governor, it don't look good. Well, if it don't look good, go make the arrest. I mean, the state police, the head of state police was a black man, could not arrest these officers.
Well, we had numerous heads of Louisiana State Police, starting out with former State Representative Terry Landry from this area, from my hometown of New Iberia. But you know what? We have black leadership in all the major cities. We have an issue in Baton Rouge. We have black mayors, Sharon Weston. She have an issue with Murphy Paul being treated so bad. The problem is we let these groups, these white supremacist group within law enforcement, like these so-called civil service board, these so-called police unions, we let them, these sheriff association, we let them run things. That's the problem. We have relinquished all control to those groups. They're the most powerful groups in the state of Louisiana.
And listen to this. And listen to this here, Jay. You are exactly correct. These boys ain't nothing but window dressers. Okay? And this, but listen to this here. What get me the most is that when you bring them the evidence, Jay, they still don't want to act on it.
Yeah.
When you bring them the evidence, they still, it's under investigation. You got a video. I'm going to give you a good example. When they had the sugarcane theft in New Iberia, you remember I came down,
right? And
they beat that boy up, and they threw that girl all around.
Yeah.
It wasn't until me, you, Sister Khadijah, and many others raised hell that they decided to fire these cops.
Yeah. And the video went viral, and the guy got indicted by the federal, and they gave him a slap on the wrist. The feds gave him a slap. He's wound up serving in the St. Martinville City Police, and he's still there. He's still there.
The evidence be on videotape, and they still tell the cop, well, we still investigating in the very early stages. Wait a minute. If I go take a stick and go upside a cop's head, and you got some video, it ain't gonna be under no investigation. I'm gonna be brought to jail and booked.
Right.
Or they might catch me somewhere and shoot me down if they could. But my thing is, they giving these cops and the elected officials are giving the ones you saw in that picture, all of them, they're giving them the green light.
Yes.
They're letting them go ahead on and do what they want to do. Well, got something coming to y'all. We are organizing and we are building our movement. And guess what? If we can't look, if we don't have the money to really run advertisement to run you out of town, we're gonna run you out of town because guess what? We're gonna do it through protest and mass movement. That's the only way we're gonna get justice because they're not listening to us. And I want to thank, like I say again, for Mark Murray taking a bold position to put me out there. In the community to travel. That was a bold move. Because many of these lazy folk, these lazy folk who faking like they care about the black community would not put up a cent to get no action done. We need real liberation, and we're going to get it.
Well, and the proof is in the pudding. We could elect as many as black officials as we can, and even we could elect as many white supremacists who say they're going to turn the state around. But guess what? Louisiana has been consistently last in every conceivable statistical category. And I'm waiting for any one of those newly elected representatives to come and address that issue. What's the turnaround time? Y'all got a time frame? No, it's not going to happen because the mindset is so damaged in the state of Louisiana.
Look, Dave, Landry in there, so what? Mm-hmm. It can't get no better than what it's been. I mean, the John Bell Edwards ain't really do nothing really. What did he do?
He just gave a few Negroes some medals around. You saw the picture. There's a few Negroes some medals around their neck, and
all I'm saying is that those people standing up there, I don't know them. I done shook Troy Carter hand. I know Troy Carter from being a city councilman and working in the Bartholomew administration.
He makes. I bet you he bees that. I bet you makes the Essence every year at the Essence Fest. I bet you make that every year in the Saints game.
And he been in the House of Representatives. He's not controversial.
United States. Yeah, he's a United States congressman with the only rep. With the only super Negro district, which that's an insult to your intelligence. They draw up a district from New Orleans to Baton Rouge and leave everybody else out. Call that a super Negro district. That's what they give the state of Louisiana. And it was black folks who helped redraw those maps a couple of years ago. I can name a couple of local representatives that participated in drawing those maps. So we have the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, let me tell you, bro. It's going to get back to everybody, but I don't care.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just speaking truth that Congressman Troy Carter, on a federal level, he would show me probably letters he sent to the Justice Department saying to investigate Ronald Green. I'm quite sure they're going to cover the...
Right.
I'm quite sure he can put out some letters he said, asking the DOJ to look into the Ronald Green case. I'm 100% sure he's not going to sit back and say, I bet not do that. Then it won't surprise me if I ask him, produce me one letter that you sent to the Justice Department asking them to appoint a special prosecutor. The black leadership, including the vice president of the United States, need to get with us and demand the DOJ appoint a special prosecutor to upgrade those charges to murder. Okay? And if the local DOJ, which is I think is out of Baton Rouge somewhere, well, up there around Freeport,
right?
If they don't want to indict these cops, something is seriously wrong with the system of justice in America. Because this was murder. This was not the stuff they were charged with, malfeasance in office.
Rev, let me take this call also.
All right, go ahead.
All right, caller. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, good morning, Brother Jay, and good morning to you guests on the phone, Brother Brown.
Thank you, brother.
Right on. Look, I watched that movie, The Black Klansman, and this white dude and his brother went through all kind of changes to get to the Klans.
Yes, sir.
When they got through doing all their investigation, the chief of police told them to destroy every evidence that they had, And we got a governor now that was the attorney general here, and not one time he went after these policemen.
Brother Wallace, we got about a minute and a half left, and I want to do our closing open. But I appreciate you calling, man. I'm sorry we didn't open the line. Listen, we're gonna try to get 130 minutes next time.
Okay. All right, brother.
I appreciate your comment. Looking for Brother Wallace show Fridays at 10 o'clock on AOC Community, this same station right here.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You're having a great program.
All right, Reverend Brown, I got to log off to do that opening closing, which is required by me, and I really appreciate you, my brother.